One thing that I find very interesting coming off of the ending between the battle between Sargon of Akkad and Thunderfoot is the fact that a lot of people are finally coming to the realization that Thunderfoot is just a wee bit dishonest. Now this is interesting to me for one very important reason. I've always realized that Thunderfoot's been dishonest. And what's even interesting more still is the fact that Thunderfoot actually has not done anything different than what he's done before. I guess that kind of goes to the point, I guess that is a little bit redundant, isn't it?
When I do this to Sarkeesian, they're all like, yeah, this is a great argument against Sarkeesian. And, you know, it's actually what you would call fairly honest video making, that, yeah, you've got to chop all this crap down, you've got to take out the salient bits, the bits that actually reflect what she was saying, and then make a rebuttal to it. Right? And I do the same thing to Sargon, and it's like, oh no, this is the most terrible quote mining. This is a sign that you're looking at tribalism, not actually the facts.
On a serious notion, like seriously, this is Thunderfoot's modus operandi. What do I mean by Thunderfoot's modus operandi? Well, Thunderfoot has had a nasty habit of character assassination and quote mining people and making really mean-spirited videos against them in order to make them look foolish and ridiculous. Need I remind you people of the Will You People Laugh at Creationist videos that he made? Fucking seriously, like, Thunderfoot started doing this. This isn't new. I mean, the only thing that's new is that his target was against the community that people would tout him as the grandfather of, or at least very influential member of originally. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe he turned its sights on them, but even then, like I said, that's Thunderfoot's modus operandi. That's something Thunderfoot has done and has been doing for quite some freaking time now. Thunderfoot even character assassinated Stefan Molyneux. I don't even remember why he did it, but he had some issue with Molyneux for whatever reason. You guys can go find out on your own. But one point that I know for a fact, which I find very interesting still, is it's actually kind of funny because I just recently made a video talking about the skeptic community, and I made this point in that video, how people in the so-called skeptic community are only selectively skeptic. And this is probably one of the best examples of that. So, like I said, Thunderfoot has a habit of the character assassinating people that he should actually be allies with. And this actually took the form of when Thunderfoot made like 3 videos actually against Davis Arini and the Sarkeesian effect, where the videos were focusing mostly on how Davis Arini was a terrible, incompetent individual. Now, the second 2 videos are actually about how Davis is a Holocaust denier. For some odd reason, that makes you an automatically evil and terrible person. I'll get back to that in a second. But I actually don't even remember what the third video was about. The third video was just kind of just saying mean shit for the sake of saying mean shit. Now, the thing that was interesting about this was the fact that everyone took what Thunderfoot said in those 3 videos hook, line, and sinker. But if you actually analyze or go to the main source of where Thunderfoot pulled the quotes from Davis Arini, you'll find some very interesting and important facts about them. I will preface this by saying, look, Davis Arini is my friend. He's been my friend for years, so I personally have a stake in this. I don't like watching my friends get character assassinated on some old bullshit. So if you don't want to take me seriously, don't. Be a skeptic and actually look into this yourselves. But the videos that Thunderfoot pulled from Davis were not only quote mining, but they all took them out of complete context. But if you actually watch them, you'll find something really interesting about them. So Thunderfoot made a video where he was saying that Davis Arini was a white nationalist. And he pulled a quote where Davis said that he's a white nationalist on paper. Well, there's 2 things wrong with that quote. Point 1 is the quote itself. If you say that you're something on paper, it means that you don't actually agree with them in practice. Now, the second thing that was the problem with the quote Thunderfoot pulled from Davis's video was the fact that the entire fucking video he pulled it from was about Davis explaining why he's not a white nationalist. So you use the quote from a video where he explains why he isn't a white nationalist to prove that he actually is. It was astonishing. Now, the thing again about the selectively skeptic people is they accepted that hook, line, and sinker. Another thing that they find very interesting is, I think in the same video actually, which is about how Davis is actually a Holocaust denier, Thunderfoot did the same exact thing to Davis. He pulled a quote from when Davis, I don't even remember exactly what Davis said. Actually, I'll just play it right here, right now.
Now, the dum-dum was out trolling through my videos, looking for a quote that he could use to attack me. And he came across this one. He posted it out of context and accused me of being a Holocaust denier. Now, the funny thing is, yeah, like, I'm obviously not a Holocaust denier. And he's really making an ass of himself by claiming that I am.
The Holocaust deniers, I'm not, wouldn't consider myself one of them, but where there's smoke, there's fire. So, first of all, there was no German plan to exterminate the Jews. And Germany at the end of the war was suffering a pretty major famine affecting everybody. Affecting the citizens of Germany, affecting the soldiers, and especially affecting the people in the labor camps. Again, the Holocaust. So 6 million Jews died. But up until 1993, nobody heard about the other deaths that occurred. That gypsies and prisoners of war. Until 1993, we never heard about these people. We only heard about 6 million deaths, all Jewish, during the Holocaust.
So he pulls that from Davis's video, and he uses it to paint the fact that Davis denies the Holocaust happened, that Davis, I guess, is a Nazi or some way. When in all actuality, and I had conversations with Davis about this, he's not a Holocaust denier. He doesn't deny the fact that 6 million Jews died. What's interesting more is actually 11 million people died in the Holocaust, but shh, don't, I gotta fucking talk about that. Anyway, considering the fact that Davis wasn't even saying the Holocaust didn't happen, he was saying that he just doesn't accept that the Nazis were fucking Hydra from Marvel and that they had a plan for years. And that's what he was saying. He just doesn't think that that was the case, which some people might say is still Holocaust denial. But I mean, if you accept that 6 million people died, I don't really see how you're fucking denying the Holocaust, but whatever. The fact remains that it wasn't a complete and accurate portrayal of what Davis was saying. Davis was just basically saying that I don't think it's that simple. He wasn't saying that the shit didn't happen, but that's not how Thunderf00t put it. So, yes, Thunderf00t has a habit of being dishonest and taking people out of context. He has done the same thing to Anita Sarkeesian as well. No one had a problem with this because they didn't like Anita Sarkeesian.
When I do this to Sarkeesian, they're all like, yeah, this is a great argument against Sarkeesian.
The same way no one had a problem when he did this to Davis Arini, because I guess people just didn't like the Sarkeesian effect. The Sarkeesian effect actually was completed by Jordan Owen, and I heard it sucked, but I never watched it myself, so I don't know. The fact remains is, again, Davis Arini is someone that should have been on Thunderf00t's side. In fact, Davis and Jordan Owen interviewed Thunderf00t so he could be in the bloody movie. Which actually, now that I think about it, is probably why Thunderf00t felt the need to distance himself away from the Sarkeesian effect. Maybe he felt that its failure would splash onto him. Actually, no, I don't think that that's why Thunderf00t did it. He kind of straight up said that's why he did it.
Yeah, if you hang out with garbage, eventually you're gonna start to smell. And I just want to make it clear that, yep, I gave him an interview on their happy-go-lucky reasoning that I didn't know that much about them, but whatever if their aspirations outstripped their ability. But damn, having seen how hard this has failed, I just want to make it clear that I want nothing to do with this.
Which leads me back now finally to talking about Sargon of Akkad. Thunderf00t did the same exact thing he did to Davis to Sargon. I find it interesting that people have a problem with it now. However, Thunderf00t called out Sargon of Akkad and B. Monroe in their stream because he doesn't want to be associated with a negative image that probably won't even spill out on him.
Well, I'm not saying I'm any saint here. I'm no paragon of virtue. But what I am saying is, if your idea of fighting a culture war is proud of being Westboro Baptist Church on steroids, I want nothing to do with you. Either way, if that's your community and that's the culture that you want to fight a war over, I want nothing to do with it.
If you really think about it, both of, or any or all of Thunderf00t's character assassinations are just mean-spirited and colossal wastes of time. What exactly did you really even have to gain from quote mining Davis Arini? What did Thunderf00t have to gain from quote mining Sargon of Akkad and misediting the videos to make Sargon look like he was complicit in something that he wasn't? Nothing. Again, people accepted what happened to Stefan, Anita Sarkeesian, and Davis because I guess they just didn't like those people, but they're against it now because it's Sargon of Akkad. And to be fair, you people should be against it now because it's still bullshit. But let's not pretend that this isn't what Thunderfoot has been doing for years. Because it is. Thunderfoot's always been dishonest when it comes to attacking people. He might be a great chemist or scientist or might know all of that. He really is a smart person. But when it comes to attacking people's characters, this isn't new shit. And no one should be surprised or taken aback when Thunderfoot wants to save his own ass and make himself look better than everyone else. It's not something new. It just isn't. So that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. And shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.